Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are here giving it another shot. A couple of little technical difficulties in previous attempts at doing this little tour, but we are here with Artemis Steele, the ex-Mojave Express Courier 6, here in the Massachusetts Commonwealth. And we're here with her bestest friend in the entire world, Rex, good old Rexy. And she's even got Elvis Presley. Yes, the Elvis Presley. He says he's Elvis. She met him in Graceland when she was traveling across the United States Commonwealths. And he decided to leave Graceland with her and start singing, going on a tour, basically, singing at the settlements. And he sounds pretty much the same, a little gravelly. I mean, he is a ghoul, but he's still, oh my God, he has still got his singing chops, and he's singing all the songs that Artemis is familiar with, Elvis singing. So, and he says he's Elvis, so yeah, she is thrilled to be his bodyguard and enjoying the tour. But anyway, we're here to show off a building, a home that Artemis discovered. She was running across this bridge. Well, just before running across the bridge, she went, this would be kind of a neat place to build a... Oh. Kind of looks like somebody already did build here. Well, damn. Okay, guess I won't. And she nearly, she saw the entrance to the place, and fortunately for her, before she went up the ladder, well, she's very perceptive, and she was like, let me look around just in case. And she was kind of checking this area out, and right there, you might be able to catch it. There's a bear trap. And there's more bear traps all under all those vines. And she's like, how the heck do I get in there? And had she not had her high perception, she wouldn't have noticed those things at all. But she did, so she's kind of wandering around, and she's like, well, shoot, is that an elevator? No, that goes across. Oh, wow, okay, so this goes here. And then, well, this ladder is hidden pretty well in these vines. And, yeah, let's see. Also, just to you can kind of see right there, there's a bear trap, there's a bear trap, there's a bear trap. So anybody coming up that ladder there, they're going to have a really bad day. But also, as you may have noticed, if you come from over here, somehow, there we go. You'll see the shack, and you'll see the ladder. That's the only way to get up there. And you don't even see the traps. And you look over here, and, well, that's the broken tree. How the hell does somebody get up over there? Well, obviously, it's the ladder right there. And if you come over here, come from over here, you know, you don't see other than that ladder. You don't see any other way in. But again, because Artemis has a very high perception, a lot of experience being shot at, and as a courier, you got to find addresses in some of the weirdest places. So yeah, her perception is very high. So she just happened to kind of come around here, and you know, you still don't even see it until you're right on top of it. So, whoop, there we go. Climbing back up the ladder. She's very impressed with this place. You know, obviously, whoever built this knows what they're doing. And, hang on a sec. Excuse me. Boy. Now, Artemis, as we know, is the protagonist and the hero. So she's kind of a superhero. You know, so she can do some things that many others cannot. I don't want to step back too far because I will set off those traps. But if we run and jump, well, even if I jump, I can't make that. There is no way to make that jump. It's impossible. There's no way to make that jump at all. Now, I suppose, well, actually, well, I had a thought, but I'm not going to try it. Let's see if you guys can think of it. But anyway, yeah, nobody can make that jump, which is the whole point. So how does somebody get over there? Well, the owner of this shack is rather intelligent. If you look right there, and right up there, just above the... Oh, you can't see that. Okay. That, right there. And then that right there. For those who are familiar, those are electromagnets. So basically, the builder and owner of this home has electromagnets. So, and he carries with him a portable electromagnet. Now, I'm going to do a little cheating here and jump and run across. And then re-enable clipping. Okay, so I was a little below that when I got here. But yes, so basically he uses his handheld electromagnet, and this draws this little pallet elevator. It doesn't go up and down, it goes horizontally. So whatever those things are called. Basically, he calls it over to him, and then to get over here, he just kind of walks to the edge here, aims his electromagnet against this wall, and turns it on. And it's slow, but it does pull him on this all the way across. And you can see, you know, he's got the wheel there. It's hooked up very nicely. He's got himself a nice little fishing stand where he can get fresh fish. He's got all the stuff he needs for fishing. He's got some crops in here that he maintains. He grows some potatoes and mute fruit and corn. And at the moment, he's basically he's at Diamond City right now, selling his produce. And you know, he's got himself a nice little setup here for gardening and plenty of gardening supplies. And he loves himself some what is this again? Brain napalm, that's right. He likes himself some brain napalm. little concoction he kind of created himself. But yeah, he's obviously spent a lot of time working on this place, and he's got a water bucket that's attached to the rope, which then goes around, and he's got it tied up right now to this fence post, but he can untie it, swing this out, and I gotta be careful so I don't end up in the water, and basically fill the bucket up with water, pull it back up, and he can fill his little water containers. And then he can go over to his cooking area and boil the water to get any or most, if not all, of the radiation out of it. He's got some magazines fixing things, and this is actually this is one of his handheld. He's made a couple of these handheld electromagnets. So he's modified this thing in order to, basically go to and from the... Oh, and how does he go over there? Well, he climbs on here, points at that, and hits reverse, basically. So it pushes him away from that magnet so that he can get over there. And then he sends this back the same way. He just points his electromagnet onto this one and says, and it basically hits repel, so it pushes all the way back so that people cannot get into here. Only he can, because he's got, quote unquote, the key. He's got himself a little wind chime / alarm in case somebody somehow manages to get up here. They might bump that, which can alert him. He's kind of taking a little time to get in touch with his sensitive side, so to speak. He's kind of taken up needlepoint. Yeah, apparently he had fun with that. He's got a workbench here. Work on his any of his weapons, anything that he wants to fix up and sell at Diamond City, or at any of the... He's actually been selling some of his wares to Oberlin Station. They've recently opened up, and he thought, well, I can sell my fish, I can sell my produce, I can sell some weapons that I've repaired, and, whatever else. So here is his brewing station. He does enjoy a variety of different beers. This one is a Queen's beer. He's been getting a lot of these from some of the traveling traders, but also from Diamond City. And he's got an old cooler here. Nice little cooking station with fusion cell is already hooked up, so he can cook some stuff. And apparently he had to run off to Oberlin. I'm guessing. I don't know. He had to run off somewhere because, well, he left his meal here. So he's obviously intending to be back very soon. He's got himself some sauteed potatoes, a nice fish steak, and a, I guess it's his birthday or a celebration. He's got, and too close. Some candles on his little cinnamon roll. He's got a bunch of coffee here, and he's got... I don't know if you guys can read that, but he's got a can of honey and another can of coffee that he's picked up from some traders. And over here he has green beans, tomatoes, canned pickles, Van Camp's pork and beans, cram, some dog food, because, hey, when you need to. A couple different cans of spaghetti, some spaghetti and meatballs, tomato soup, cram, sweet peas, and some sardines. Oh, and he's got some, he does like making his own little cinnamon rolls. He found this fancy mug out in his travels and brought it home. Got some more beer there. Anchor. A couple packs of his own cigarettes. Well, not his own. I mean, they are his cigarettes. He's bought them from the stores. And he's also finding them in cigarette vending machines, too. Over here, he's got some more, got another beer. Don't know why he's got glue there, but apparently that is his, he brushes his teeth, and then he rinses his mouth, and then spits it out. And down here, he washes his clothes, washes his dishes, just general washing up. And he's got a very simple toilet, but when he uses the toilet, he's got some stealth boys, so that in the possibility that someone happens to look through here, which honestly, I'll show you that later, nobody can see in when he's using the toilet, but just in case, he does have the stealth boys for his own safety. Access to toilet paper, which is underneath this, so if it happens to rain or whatever, yeah, his toilet paper doesn't get wet. But he's also got some additional crops here. Carrot flower and thistle. He's got thistle there, he's got carrot flower there, and of course he's got some other plants there that he's growing, and so they can get rain as well. And he's got himself some duct tape, a little board game, a Super Stimpack, some more magazines, Patriot's cookbook, and more toilet paper, doctor's bag, some reading material, and yes, as some of you probably noticed, he's got, well, apparently he hasn't spoken much about his past, but the little bit that he has said to Artemis here, he used to be a gunner, but he gave that up to basically just live alone, do a little bit of farming, do a little bit of farming, do a little bit of fishing, do a little bit of tinkering, but he is prepared. Yeah, he's prepared. He's got armor if he needs to. He's got weapons if he needs to defend himself. He is not going to go out raiding anymore with gunners. He's given them up, which is kind of another reason why he's kind of got this place. He's sort of in hiding. He set this place up pretty well with camouflaging some of his stuff, but he does want to have a view, get some air coming in. Yes, I know there's a big opening, but still, cross breezes, things like that. He kind of keeps himself sharp with darts as well as throwing knives. And just some random junk and stuff like that. He's got tools and food and stuff like that, utensils and things in the drawer there. But again, nice comfy bed. He's reading Programmer's Digest, and let's see, can I? Oh yeah, you guys might be able to see some of his enjoyable reading, as well as, well, keeping up on 200-year-old weaponry. Well, recent weaponry and 200-year-old weaponry and how it works. And right there we've got a Milsurp review. Let me just, there we go, Milsurp review. So he's, he's staying up to date, basically. And yes, nice, fun magazine. And of course, he's got a teddy bear because, well, everyone needs something to snuggle at night to feel safe and happy. And yeah, he also really actually enjoys Vim. He's not much of a Nuka fan. He likes beer. either his own homemade stuff with the brain napalm, or just the stuff that he can get locally. But he really likes the Vim, which he didn't realize until he's actually had it. So, yeah, I think... And yes, again, metal roof to protect from, you know, anything dropping from above, as well as the weather. And, yeah. I had fun with this. Oh, and this is also in case someone tries to, like, drop actual grenades or large objects. It protects him from, you know, well, falling grenades, not exploding grenades, of course, but it also lets the rain in. But it does, you know, if they try to, you know, also if they try to jump down, they're going to break their leg or just flat out miss. Probably miss and fall and hit the river. Sorry about all that. Jesus, I just realized I'm zipping along with the camera. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, he's trying to keep himself kind of protected but prepared. And I'm actually going to do a little toggle clip and give you a look at the exterior of this. So let us take a look. So yeah, he's built this up to be protected, but also to look abandoned, like nobody actually really lives here anymore. But he does realize that sometimes the candles and things like that might give the place away, but at the same time it still just looks really old. And yeah, I'm actually really proud of this. I like what I did. This took me I don't actually know. In terms of hours, probably 15 hours to do. Because I also had to, a lot of the time was trying to make it look like it's hidden. You know, that you know, someone may come across and see what's there and go, oh, okay, well, you know, here's a false entrance. But then it's like, okay, well, I need to hide. I had a bunch of other stuff in this area, and it was just like, no, that's a little too obvious. And if we run over here, I'm going to have to probably do something about the weather. Yeah, let me do something about the weather. FW. Well, actually, you kind of can see that. Yeah, you can see you can see the candles and things like that. You can sort of make out the ladder. But again, how are you going to get onto that thing without the key? You know, so people from this side really aren't, they can see this if they're looking for it. I'm still in toggle mode, but let's see, here's the ground. So yeah, you can kind of see. And then let's see. Over here, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty sure that's ground level. You know, that's basically his counter. There's his bathroom, and you know, somebody, you know, from over here might be like, oh, hey, there's candles and such. But honestly, you can barely make them out. And that's just the tops. There's still the bottles that they're in, the shelf that they're on with all of the books, and then way below the bricks is where his head is at on the mattress on his bed. So he's not really easy to take out. He is an ex-gunner, so yeah, he's kind of done a pretty good job. And then, you know, yeah, over here you can kind of see the ladder, but you don't see how to get to the ladder. But, you know, it's like, well, you get a little wet and you climb up the ladder. Okay, that's fine. But again, how the hell do you get across? And that's where his little genius came in, is how the hell do you get from over here to over here? Because sure, a lot of people are going to jump and they're going to miss. So, yeah. But, you know, worst case, he is still prepared. You know, he's got his weapons, he's got his armor, and he's been living here pretty well for the last, I think he said 2 years. It's been about 2 years since he was here. I mean, since he moved in. So he hasn't had any issues. You know, he's got this thing for contaminated wounds. He's got a map of the area. So, and he's got things marked down for, you know, Diamond City and everything else. And I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. So, yeah, we are 27 in. And, yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy seeing this. I enjoyed building it and trying to work things out. And, oh, yes. So, yes, thank you all so much for joining me on this. But now, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just, oh, well, whatever. I will go over here. Many of you may be asking, how the hell did you do this? I totally forgot. I've got 10 minutes to tell you, so hopefully that's enough time, because, you know, me. But, yes, I had the idea for this build for about 8 months. But I didn't know how I wanted to go about doing it. There are 2 mods out there for Xbox and PC. One is Workshop Anywhere, and I think that one might work for PlayStation. Workshop Anywhere. I don't know for a fact. But the thing about Workshop Anywhere is you can't assign settlers, you can't assign... you can't send settlers to your settlement. Basically, with Workshop Anywhere, you can basically build an amazing player home, player town, or, as I say, a ghost town, because you can't send settlers to it. Which is fine. I mean, if you're just, like with this, if you're trying to tell an atmospheric story, then that's fine. Workshop Anywhere is great. I have some other plans for other builds where I actually do want settlers. As a matter of fact, I did accidentally send Sheffield here, and he showed up in the shack by the bed, which surprised me. I wasn't going to have any settlers come here, because how the hell are they going to path to the house and stuff like that, and everything. But Sheffield ended up in the house, which was really cool. But you can, with the mod that I used, which I will be mentioning in just a moment, you can send settlers. But with Workshop Anywhere, you can't. You can build anywhere in the game with Workshop Anywhere, but you can't recruit settlers, you can't send settlers, you can't have settlers, which means you can't have farms, you can't have shops, you can't have any of that stuff. You can build them, but no one's going to be harvesting. No one's going to be attending the shops. So then I thought, okay, well, I will look into Conquest, the Conquest mod. That's what this is. The Conquest mod is basically the same, lets you build anywhere in the Commonwealth that you want, with slight restrictions. One of the restrictions is you can't build too closely to any other settlements nearby. It fucks things up, and the mod just won't allow you to do it. You have to be within beyond 12,000 units or something like that. So, honestly, I did not know if this was even going to work, because there's Grey Garden, and then I'd really go slowly when I'm aiming, and then over there is Oberlin Station. So I thought, well, this is it's in the middle, closer to the robots, but closer to Grey Garden. But it worked just fine. And honestly, where I placed the workshop, I snugged it. Well, you did see a piece of it that he's using as furniture, but I snugged it inside the central pillar there, just to give myself more building room, because it does take up a lot of space on that narrow pillar. But let's see. Yeah, I'm still within the build border. Oh, good, you can actually see the build border. Well, at certain angles. That's just one of the things about the mod, is sometimes the build border will glitch out and you won't be able to see it. But this is a huge build area. Yeah, goes right to the top of that train there, where the train cars end. And then quite a bit on both sides of the river, and basically the entire train trestle bridge. So this is a huge build area. And so yes, I'm using Conquest. Now the thing about Conquest is it is for PC and Xbox One. Unfortunately, PlayStation can't use it. I don't know why. Foreign accents, foreign assets, I don't know. I don't see why it can't, but PlayStation cannot use Conquest. That's why I'm not sure if PlayStation can use Place Everywhere, Workshop Anywhere. I think you can, but it's not quite as good as Conquest in my opinion, because with Conquest I can set up a beacon and call settlers to one of my settlements. Now it gives you, when you open the build menu, when you set down a workshop, it will say, what do you want to call this workshop? And you have 10 names that you can choose from, and they're alphabetical. And so you're only limited to 10 settlements. You can build them anywhere. You can even build them inside of buildings. If you want to build inside Beantown Brewery, build a player home or a settlement inside Beantown Brewery, you can. And apparently you can even send provisioners there. It's a little weird, but apparently it works. I haven't tried it because I haven't found an indoor that I wanted to build in yet. And there's a provisioner coming by right now. She's swimming, but the cow has to go all the way across there. I've got another video that actually showcases these two, Betsy there and the provisioner here, that either I've shown it before or I'll show it after this. I'll probably show it after this. It's hilarious because actually, if you can look, there she goes. There goes Betsy running over there, and of course she's out of the cell area, but she's basically taken the bridge that goes to Beantown Brewery, and ta-da, there she is. It's just weird that the provisioner will, because you can't clear off the bridge. This mod, I have a scrapping mod. but it won't let you scrap everything. I mean, these are like previs binds and stuff like that. This is a piece that I actually added. But, you know, I can't scrap a lot of these things. And I can't scrap any of the train stuff. Which is fine. You know, it's good. At least, you know, that way I'm not going to be breaking anything. You know, can't scrap that. But Conquest is a really good mod. If you've got a PC or an Xbox One and you're really interested in trying to build anywhere, Conquest is a good mod. Something that you are allowed to do with Conquest is if you want to build someplace else but you've already built up 10, if you decide, you know, I don't use this one settlement anymore or whatever, I'll just delete it. You can go and empty out the workshop and then just delete the settlement. It's not called delete, but it basically means delete. And then you'll have that settlement name back to build anywhere else that you want to in the world. And I believe it works in Nuka World and maybe Far Harbor. I don't know for sure. I haven't tried it yet, but it works everywhere in the base game Commonwealth. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Conquest, you can find it on Bethesda.net, and you can find it on the Nexus. I'll probably I'll put the links to them in the description below. But yeah, this Conquest is fun. Yes, the farmers. Yes, I have a minute and a half left. The farmers in Conquest, for some reason, you can assign them, sort of, to farming, but they don't farm. But if you have Creative Clutter has crops that you can do. I kind of showed some off here. You have some pots and you can put in like carrot flowers and thistle, but you can also do razor grain, mute fruit, potatoes, things like that. And the Creative Clutter crops will be harvested and they will show up automatically in your workshop in the Conquest mod. It does do that. So if you want to grow crops, grow them using Creative Clutter with its farming resources section, and you'll have plenty of food and stuff. If you use the vanilla crops, it's not going to work. You can assign them to them, but they won't do anything. The crops won't grow, you can't harvest the crops, you can't talk to the person to set them to something else. But if you create a store, you can assign a settler to a store and the store works great. No problems, no worries. The farming is a little weird, but I mean, it does sort of work, but it's weird. So I have a few seconds left. Thank you all so much for joining me. Be excellent to each other and to yourself, and party on. Thank you again. Bye.